We're very happy to have our next guest join us on the program. It is the one and only CYN.
Hi.
Welcome to San Francisco.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Just so people get a sense of, where you're coming from and how you got started and those kind of things. Obviously, there are a lot of big bullet points and such. We don't need to go through the whole story of the whole Katy Perry, inviting you to her house and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's all Googleable.
Yeah, that I think people can find out. But of course, that helps really get you on the map of people's radars and those kind of things. Mm-hmm. What I'm curious is the backstory of when you were first getting into music and you were in high school, scribbling in your notebook and all those things, growing up in a suburb of Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit, obviously known for the Motown sound, and there are different artists that have obviously come from Detroit since, right? Mm-hmm. What was the music that you were listening to when you were trying to formulate, your own path?
I listened to a lot of Alicia Keys when I was growing up. I love Carole King. I love Stevie Wonder. I also love Jewel, which maybe can give a little hint to like my softer side. And then who else did I really love? I love a lot of like 1920s big bands and things like that. So
really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of basically the American Songbook. I love all the classics.
You had some, for lack of a better word, struggles in terms of trying to audition and get parts, but you still went to college and got a very standard college education. Right? And you actually graduated with a quote-unquote normal degree.
Yeah.
Did you do any performing while you were in college, like underground? Did you go into those open mic nights and those kind of things?
I didn't go to many open mic nights, but I definitely put on some makeshift shows. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I had some friends help me out, like with running tracks and playing instruments to track and stuff. But I performed at Shuba's quite a bit. I don't know if you are familiar with that. It's a venue in Chicago. There's another one called Chop House that a bunch of up-and-coming artists, I think, play. And I did a little open mic from my university, which was like quite a low-key and embarrassing show. So, but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for the experience.
Why do you say embarrassing?
Well, it was like my mom and my best friends just hanging out in the crowd. There was like 6 people.
That's what you want, though, right? Because then you can, at least you're getting experience and so forth.
But a couple people in the audience were like, I heard your music on SoundCloud. Like, what are you doing here? So it was cool.
What does your mom think
about all of this?
Yeah.
She's like turned into a stage mom overnight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she wasn't interested in me doing modeling when I was younger. I think probably was just trying to protect me, but she wanted me to get an education, to have a good job, and this part of my life was just considered a hobby. But now she sees how it's become everything. So
yeah. Would you say that's part of her conservative background?
Yeah, definitely.
And so forth, right?
Something that comes out of the Midwest is just, go to college, get a job, get married sometime in between then.
Right.
But my parents always encouraged me to travel. I was an exchange student when I was 16 in Germany. And I think from that point on, like being able to travel to Europe by myself with a group of friends, it was like no stopping me.
Yeah.
I then thought I could do anything.
You released a video for I'll Still Have Me, which is a very touching song and also a touching video.
Oh, thank you.
A track that my mother is in love with right now. And
tell her I said thanks.
And so who came up with the concept of that, and how did you get involved with the director?
Well, I wrote the song, so just from a breakup. And we went through probably 5 or 6 different treatments for that video. I had an idea of me being in an apartment and my ex-boyfriend, like, moving out. And, like, I just wanted to be really true to the story. But then we started thinking, like, how can we add an additional meaning to the song? And my friend Lauren, who I work with at Katy's label, came up with the idea of interviewing people. So it was really a collaborative process. Everything down to my outfit to the people that we cast in the video, to the backdrop. Like that's all different people coming together to make this idea.
Yeah, it's a wonderful video, and
Thank you.
definitely getting a lot of traction, of course,
Yeah,
right?
I'm really excited about that.
And of course the visual of you as this cabaret singer, so to say, right? So to speak.
Yeah, small town cabaret singer.
Right? Yeah. Is that what you dreamed of as a little girl in terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
like you said, just reference to 1920s type music and big band and those kind of
Definitely.
things?
This whole thing is what I've been dreaming up since I was a little girl. Even sitting here doing this interview, I think is something I've always wanted to do. So, thank you. But as far as like cabaret and jazz and that kind of thing, I think I'm gonna save jazz for my 30s.
Oh.
And like really get into some smooth melodies and yeah.
Well, we're on the cusp of the 2020s, right? And so like the 1920s, right? We can make this the
The
roaring
new 20s.
roaring 20s part
Yeah, I'm
2, what
excited
have
that
you.
I get to be a part of that.
Right?
Yeah.
So start writing.
Well,
Get to work.
I've got it already.
Yeah?
Just waiting. No. I'm
I
always
understand you
ready.
do have an EP that is in the works. Finished, still in writing, producing. Where are we at?
We're still working on production. That's like the first thing I'm going to do when I get home. I'll take a couple days off and then really dive in with Matthias, who's executive producing the EP. But in our minds, we've got the songs and it's finished. But I do have a label, so we'll see what they say. But as far as I'm concerned, it's done.
It's done. You're ready. You're itching to release it and play it. And
It's been a long time.
Really?
A long time. I released a self-made independent EP in like 2014. So I've been working to do this for nearly 5 years.
well, I really can't wait for that.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see the show. And of
Thanks.
course, thank you for performing for us.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
We really appreciate it, and great to meet you. Best of
Great
luck
to
with
meet
everything.
you. Thank you.
Awesome. It is CYN. You're watching B-Sides on Air.